buy trade on oil came in. See where the buy trade on oil came in? See it? Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be a buy, please, before anybody starts saying, yeah, but you had a sell trade there that blew through it, and you had a buy trade here that resulted in a buy, but then blew through it, etc., etc. This doesn't mean it's a buy trade. It means if we're looking for a buy trade, this is a great place to look, right? That's what it means. So when we tap into this area here, when we know that we're tapping into that as a possibility, there's a reason why it's existing on the charts. It is a dealer's range price. That's what we're seeing here. Dealer's ranges over multiple time frames. That's why there's a big supply box up here, because that's the dealer's range, right? On a higher time frame. What do we mean by a higher time frame? Well, does it not seem reasonable that this bracket structure here is a dealer's range? Does that not seem reasonable? Does that supply not line up with that dealer's range? Yes or no? Does that supply not give you the dealer's range? Yes or no? It's a simple point, right? So you do have an indicator that helps you with this. You do have an indicator available that helps you to find these ranges. If you're not very good at doing it yourself, if you're not clear about doing it yourself, these little indicators can assist you. I know there's going to be buying here. Whether I want to join in with the buying, a completely different question. But I know there's going to be buying here. So if I'm short, I'm going to use that as a profit take. If I'm long, if I'm looking to go long, I'm going to use this as a big money opportunity to buy into, right? Because this is going to find buying anyway. So I can take at least a shot at it if I wanted to be long. I could take a shot at this price. Well, we get some evidence of these things in the background. The fact that we had a buyer here and then a buyer here. The fact that we've seen these level 2 buyers all the way through that process, suggesting perhaps that this big level is going to be maybe a significant buy price reversal. And obviously, as it turns out, the 30 going bid up to 80 makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And we've got that supply line up here at the 80s as well, which obviously is a target price. So you're obviously, if you did buy it from there, you're obviously now looking at this and saying, right, I'm going to book some monies here. Thank you very much. Because you know there's going to be some selling coming in. You know there's going to be a seller coming in here. Whether that seller is going to be enough to sell the market short, or whether that seller is simply a profit take, what are you going to look for if that's a profit take? You're going to look for a long liquidation liquidity, aren't you? So where's the long liquidation liquidity? It's right there, correct? So you've got long liquidation liquidity right there. And you're going to start thinking about the possibility of being, long below that price, right? You're going to start thinking about that as a possible thing. Long liquidation liquidity. So it gives you an idea. Remember, if you draw a box, then you would be looking for that that short covering rally liquidity, which obviously would have initially have put you into a sell trade perhaps about here. Now, obviously, when you saw that candle, you would probably have been very reluctant to have taken a shot at any selling regardless. But obviously, that short covering rally liquidity would then have taken you into that there. And then you see that supply box appearing and say, right, now I can definitely take some selling if you were long that phase, right? If you were long that trade at that point. Just crazy good stuff, guys. All over the charts. We did get our 16, by the way, on the bond, if anybody was with me. Currently trading 13s, guys, so that's good news. So we did show you earlier when it was trading 19s. We said that we were waiting for 16s to at least trade. So you see we've now taken out the 16s. We've now got down to a low price of 13s. And it's time for me to book some lovely monies. We love some monies. What about the sell on gold? Did anybody play along? We drew a level in for you at 30. And there was always going to be a possibility. Remember, we were waiting for the buyer. And I says, finally, because we got a buyer here, and I did sell here. I didn't buy any of this. I sold here, and I got a nice profit out of it. It was nearly 5 points. Yeah, but of course the price then rallied. And the next price I'm going to be watching is 30. And at the same time as we get 30, we get a buyer. And as soon as we get a buyer, what do you see at the top edge? What do you see? A big pin candle rejection right here. You start seeing the selling coming in here. You know it's there. It's up to you if you like it enough to get short. Well, guess what? 30's trading 25s. $500. Thank you very much. I'll take it. If you like the short, you also had a spring trade opportunity to sell this trade here. Nice. Big pin rejection. Nice sell off. If you're short and you like the short, obviously we're short bonds, so it makes sense to be short gold, right? Yes, no? If you're short bonds, it makes sense to be short gold. Who would have thought that was a thing, right? It makes sense. Whether it's right or not depends upon what the dollar's doing in relation to those products as well. We love it. We love how it's going, guys. We love how it's going. Did anybody take advantage of my bid watch dollar yen? Anybody take advantage of my bid watch dollar yen? It's turned out to be another winning trade, guys. Congratulations, anybody that played it. 153.90 seemed like a good price. We'd looking for a break of structure, obviously, which was 154, and 153.90 seemed like a decent opportunity to deal. Yeah, decent opportunity to deal. This was at just before 2 o'clock. So if you're looking just before 2 o'clock, a decent opportunity to take a bit of a shot at it. Let me just grab the chart. I'll show you what we were looking for. I'll show you what we were seeing. Anybody agree or disagree with this trade? Anybody agree or disagree? So you can see at 150, we're telling you that we're on bid watch on dollar yen, right? So at 150, 150 is there, correct? So we start to see real yields rising. But it wasn't just real yields that started to rise, was it? It was also the interest rate curve. It wasn't just the interest rate curve that was rising, was it? It was also yields. Well, no shit, Sherlock. It was us that were selling the top edge of bonds, so we knew that that was going to be the trade, right? So everybody that was in the room knew that that was the trade there because we were short selling that treasury. We talked about that sell trade. So we knew that this was a trade here. So from that point, we were kind of already looking for dollar yen, to be honest. But obviously, we've got the big dealers level. We're watching the curve. It's now going bullish. That's great news. And obviously, we're just trying to trap in as much liquidity. So I thought, you know what? Because of the rejection up here, I don't like sending these when the market's gone bid because obviously it doesn't give you much of a chance. And it's always nice to give you guys a chance to join in. So when I started to see the price starting to reject off here at 25s, I thought, you know what? Let's get the bid watch out there so that you guys might be able to watch for that bid into the 90. And obviously, if you watch for the bid into the 90, I think we've done pretty good. We've taken a 90 long and we've managed to swing it back up to 20 for 30 points. Nice trade? Well, Ulrich thinks so. Glad one person thinks so.